I gotta hit that string, you better watch it. With a gap that I pack with a full clip. I got the whip, got the pitch.
Hello, you beautiful people out there. It's Vi. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today's subject is a little touchy because it has kind of involved me in a way. I'm not one of these people I'm going to talk about, but I have dealt with them. So, let's talk about sociopaths for a second. Obviously, Shane Dawson's doing an 8-part series on the Paul brothers. I'm not a big fan of Logan Paul or Jake Paul, but I am kind of seeing what he's getting at, like tendencies and everything going into how the family dynamic can affect that. It's really interesting, and there's a lot of YouTubers coming out saying, like, yeah, this is what a sociopath is. If you haven't seen it, a sociopath essentially is someone devoid of emotion and who generally doesn't care who or what gets hurt as long as they get whatever they want. Be it money, power, food, fame, anything they want, they believe they can have it, don't care who they step on. Everything's out the window with them. They're also, like, they really do feel like they're above the law. And I think that's the scary part, because they can, if a sociopath wants something from you, and they feel like they can persuade or convince you or manipulate you into giving it to you, and giving it to them, they'll do it. Which is why I kind of understand where Shane's coming from with saying that a lot of YouTubers are sociopaths. I don't see myself that way, honestly. Maybe I do. Maybe I am. I don't know. I don't feel like a sociopath myself. I don't have the tendencies. It's not my intention to hurt anyone. I never want to hurt people. I generally don't care if people don't like me. That's a little different, because I know people don't like me where I live. That's kind of a thing. Like, this state I live in, I guess I'll just say it, Wyoming. People like me aren't very well liked. Let me just be real with you. I kind of got past that a little bit, because I'm just like, hey, living my life. What do you want from me? But I never want to hurt people. I don't feel like I'm above the law. I'm very law-abiding. Just gonna be like that. So obviously I don't feel like I'm a sociopath in a way, but you kind of have to be a little, like, you have to be a little narcissistic to do this. And yeah, I do talk about myself a lot, but that's kind of the point of this channel. It's my life. I want to talk about it. And I do this because I love doing it. I love to make videos. I have for years. I love doing this. And I like telling interesting stories. Which there is an interesting one in this video, which I'll get to in a second, but I will say a lot of people have a very skewed idea of what a sociopath is. Some people think, oh, a sociopath equals psychopath. A psychopath is somebody who is mentally unhinged, in my opinion. Like, I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a doctor. I don't know this, but in my opinion, there's somebody who's not really all there. Like, clearly I'm not, but I'm not psychotic. I'm just kind of weird. But, yeah, in a way, sociopaths and psychopaths are two different things, and most people try to make them overlap. A sociopath will manipulate you. A psychopath generally might try to hurt you, like physically. Now, that's not the case for all of them. Sometimes psychopaths will be very discreet about how they're doing things. Sometimes they'll be abusive. Stuff like that. A sociopath will generally not really hurt someone that they're manipulating unless it will get them what they want. Like views on the fucking internet. I feel like most of the sociopaths on YouTube are people who do like, oh, I'm gonna punch you in the face and it's gonna be funny, or let's find a dead body in Japan. Now, obviously, I don't know the Paul brothers. I'm not trying to start anything with their fans or them. But from what I've seen, they definitely seem to have those tendencies. Are they a sociopath? Hell if I know. I'm a small channel. I probably shouldn't even be mentioning somebody bigger than me. But, from my opinion, they probably are, but they don't want to admit it out of that loss of control. Which kind of brings me to, the response to Shane's video. I like what Shane's doing. I may not agree about talking about another YouTuber, but that's not my business. If he wants to do it, fine. The response he got about his videos bothered me. It seemed very sociopathic, and I'm not trying to side with one side or the other, but it felt like he kind of had this realization of, oh shit, if they realize how I am, I no longer have what I manipulated people into giving me. I might lose everything. I need to put my foot down and say, like, I have tendencies, I'm not actually a sociopath. And that, I'm just giving, disclaimer, I'm giving just an opinion on what I'm getting out of this. It may be different from yours. That's fine. If you're a fan of them, fine. I'm not a big fan of them, but I see them as people, not necessarily as YouTubers. Which is a strange thing to say, considering most YouTubers put on a front, and I try to be very real. Now, getting away from the whole drama scene, because I'm not a big drama person, let's talk about my story. The sociopath in question that I dealt with was an ex. Not gonna say which one. Try not to give too many details, I don't think. Like, I don't want to be like, I don't want them to see this somehow and just be like, But, basically this person manipulated me into believing they were someone better than they were. I should have seen the silver lining. It's my fault. I'm gonna say that right now. I'm sure they have a great life with whoever they're with now. I don't keep track of them. I don't care enough to keep up with them. I actually blocked them on my Facebook for that reason, because I was still hurting at the time. I don't really care now. Like, it's whatever. But, I should have seen the silver lining, or the fine lines. I should have routine lines that they manipulated people before they met me. I was a dumb teenager. I was 17 to 18 years old. Kind of at that point where you're not exactly bright enough to kind of, you know, see like, oh, this person's not good for me. I hadn't learned that skill yet. I stayed with them for 3.5 years. 3.5 fucking years of being manipulated. These people will put in a long play if they get what they want all the time. And for my ex, what she wanted was affection. I'll say this, I get why. She did not have a good home life. That's fine. You know, if you don't have a good home life, I understand. But don't hurt people to get that love you're not getting at home. Like, and obviously, she didn't care. You know, she was getting what she wanted from me, which was love and affection. And I'll be honest with you guys, virtual sex. She was getting that from me. When I stopped doing this stuff for her, and I just started giving her normal affection, like, oh, I love you, and cuddles and everything, and not giving her the sexual stuff she wanted, I started realizing a shift. It was a shift in a way that was, and my voice is shaking, that was, maybe I shouldn't manipulate you anymore, because you're not giving me what I want. And this is what a sociopath will do. Basically, if you no longer give them what they desire, they'll straight up tune out. They will go emotionless, they will not care about you, they'll pretend to, and then they'll try to make it like your fault. This is what she did to me. She made it seem like my fault because I was, like, the relationship died because of me, is what she basically told me. And I said, what? Listen, I changed a little. I became less, I guess the word would be promiscuous towards someone I was with. And I'm still that way. I'm not overtly sexual. Like, I have my moments, but online stuff just didn't do it for me anymore. I wanted a real connection. I wanted to really feel someone with me. And being a long-distance relationship, that also does put a damper on things, but I actually made the effort to go see her multiple times in different states. I was broke trying to go see her. and she did not care when it ended. I was an afterthought because she found someone else she could manipulate. And I'll say this. I feel sorry for the guy that she's with now. If she's still with him, for all I know. I don't keep track of that shit. But that's basically what a sociopath will do. They'll use you until you outlive your usefulness, and then they'll ditch you. That's my experience with a sociopath. And I will say, I've dealt with a lot of these in jobs. So, more stories. Yes. Basically, I worked Walmart. Obviously, I never wore a wig or anything at Walmart. I wanted to be me, without this stuff. I had name tag with my preferred name on it. Walmart's honestly a good job. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I miss it. A day doesn't go by, I walk through Walmart and go, wish I still worked here. And that's the truth. I like those kind of jobs because it's slightly social, but it's also like not tedious. Unless you're working the holidays, don't ever do that. Personal advice. I'll do that in another video.
Can you hear my voice this time? This is my fight song. Take back my life song.
This is one of the scariest things you can deal with. If you are underneath someone in a job and they are a straight up sociopath, you have to deal with them. Or quit. I quit so many times because this chick did not like me because she couldn't manipulate me into doing what she wanted me to do. Basically, I called her Oompa Loompa bitch because she would waddle around yelling at people. And I don't want to make fun of someone's disability if they got a problem with their leg or something, but this chick was the worst. She's an older lady, so I shouldn't be saying chick, but this lady was the worst. She basically tried to manipulate me into doing what she wanted after a Walmart remodel. Remodels last several months, and at the end of it, you get a job either with the remodel crew, which I wanted to do but didn't get, or the store. More than likely, you're going to get into the store. Just going to say that if you do a remodel. But if you're good enough, they will hire you on. And that is worth it. Like, I saw the benefits of that, and I wanted it, but wasn't exactly good enough, I guess. Basically, we had to move shelves in hardware. Alright, great. I helped move the shelves, and then I got called over to infants. The infant section, baby clothes, toys, feeding stuff, whatever. And I was working over there the whole time that they were doing hardware. This woman says, hey, Vi, come here, I need to talk to you. And I'm like, what did I do? Uh-oh. So I go over there, I'm like, what is it? And she says, we never talk about your job. Excuse me? That was my exact response. Excuse me? She said, why are you so slow stalking? Now, I said, which area? Because I was curious. Like, obviously, certain areas I'm better at stalking than others. Like electronics, food. Great, I can do that like that. She said, why are you so slow stalking hardware? Let me put this in perspective. I didn't stock hardware ever. Like, not once. I did sporting goods, infants, and toys, for the most part. I did a few other things. Like, I obviously had done some stuff with, like, produce. But that was, like, way back. At that point, I was only doing those areas. And I explained to her, I'm like, look, I never stocked that area. She looked me dead in the eye and said, don't lie to me. I know you stocked that area. Why are you so slow? And I know it may not seem like she's manipulating me, but basically, this is a different type of sociopath in my opinion. At least from what I gather. Basically, I explained very clearly, I have not stocked it. I was in infants, and I don't know the area well enough. Oh, is that so? That's interesting because I remember asking people if you worked there. I'm like, do you want me to go ask them? No. Because you'll get them on your side. What? Those were her exact words. And I'm just like, are you calling me a control freak? what is with that? Like, that's what I was thinking. I didn't say it. But I was like, I'm sorry? She's like, forget I said anything. Listen, your job's on the line if you don't speed up. You will be fired by me if you don't get faster. Now, let's put this in perspective. This chick had no authority to fire me for no reason. You know, basically, I went above her and I said, hey, she's threatening my job. I never stocked that area. I don't know it well enough. What can I do? They're like, why would we fire you? You're really good at your job and you take time to help customers. I mean, why would we let you go? And I'm like, well, this lady said this, that, and the other. He's like, what? I'll have a talk with her. From that point on, she began to try to twist my arm into doing whatever she wanted. And I quit. I was not about to be told that I'm worthless while I'm working there because I'm not up to her standards. Now, when I said this was a different type of sociopath, this was a work-based sociopath who wants everything their way and will twist around things to make it happen. This lady decided to try and twist the truth to make me do what she wanted me to do and threaten my job in the meantime. She used that fear, or that supposed fear that she thought I would have about losing my job, to try and make me do the work she wanted me to do. That kind of thing scares me, because very often a person above you will have complete leeway over you. Say, like, you're here, and they're here. If they're an assistant manager, you pretty much have to listen to them. Unless another manager says differently, which all the managers said differently for me. Thank you. But basically, she attacked me, like, not physically, but, like, verbally every chance she got. And I'll say this, I'm petty. I can be very petty sometimes. I purposely left carts full of stuff if I ran out of time. Because I didn't care. And I saw her doing it later, and she was mad. It came back to bite me slightly. I basically got coached on that. And I'm just like, hey, yeah, I'm sorry. I ran out of time. They're like, you should probably take some more extra time to get it done. And I'm like, are you willing to pay me overtime? And obviously the answer was yes, but still. I have my petty moments. I'm not the most petty person. I don't like petty squabbles and stuff that people get into. Whole nother thing there. But this is something that most people don't understand, is there are different types of sociopaths. There are, like, relationship-based ones like my ex. There's work-based ones like that lady. And there are family sociopaths. This is one of the ones I think scares me the most, because I'm pretty sure I have some of these in my family. I don't talk about my family much because I feel like I've pretty much been disowned by a lot of people. Not that I really care anymore, but, you know. Family-based sociopaths frighten me, because they are people you're supposed to trust. These people make you do things and will basically condition you to always be like them or do what they say. Now, it's a little... Now, I want to clarify, that's different from a parent saying, like, you know, this is my house, my rules. This is a person who will continue trying to manipulate you after you move. And after you have your own life and you're all... You know, you're kind of still... Like, you're not under the roof anymore, but they still want to control you. And I can't think of one off the top of my head that's in my family. I probably will come up with one later and make another video on it. But I have seen this with my current girlfriend's family. They are pretty manipulative of her, and they've tried to manipulate me. I've obviously been very against that, and I don't care, because I'm just like, I'm not going to let someone else control me. I've gotten past that part of my life. It's mainly her father. And I don't want to go too into detail, but he basically has told me not to wear dresses around him while in my own home, which I don't know if that's sociopathy, or if it's just him being a dick. But her mom's pretty much the same way, except she's more manipulative over money. So they'll basically do anything to make people do what they want. And that does seem a bit like it to me. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong about the whole thing. I don't know. But yeah, those are just a few examples I've experienced. YouTubers as sociopaths. This is the one that I think everybody wants to hear about from people. Do I think certain YouTubers are sociopaths? Yes, obviously. There are a few people I think would be qualified as that. Sociopaths are scary to me. As an empath, I feel like that's not very fun. An empath is someone who's it's kind of like an emotional sponge, essentially, and mixed with a mirror. We absorb emotions and energy, like emotional energy from people, I guess you can say, and reflect it back. And I dealt with this with my mother, and it wasn't pretty. I actually got kicked out because of this issue. She would be mad over little things, and I, for some reason, started feeling mad when she was mad, or having a breakdown when my sister was having a breakdown. You know, and I still feel that. Like, to this day, I still feel this. So, being around a sociopath is really jarring for me because I can tell that I'm being used. But they think that I don't know. With YouTubers, I'm always wary of who I watch because a lot of them feel off. That's why I don't watch a lot of popular channels. I watch like small channels, or I watch people who understand the YouTube formula, and use it for good. You know, I watch Mark, Shane, I watch Renegade Media Group. Love you guys. They actually know me. It's awesome. You know, people who are very genuine are people that I watch. When I'm watching certain YouTubers, I feel uneasy. I feel like this person's very fake. And you can tell, like, celebrities and YouTubers who are kind of fake in public by, if you catch them off guard, they just kind of go, like this fake smile. Hi, how are you? Now, obviously, I do that as an example. This is my real smile. This is how I look when I'm happy. This is a real frickin' smile. Like, I'm happy making this, because this is me sharing stuff about myself and my life with you guys. If I were to do a fake smile, you would be able to you'd probably be able to tell, because I'd just be like, yeah. It seems very forced, right? This is what a sociopath will do a lot. They will basically mask emotions. They'll mimic emotions, is where I should say. They'll mask their numbness with fake emotions. Like, oh, this gets this kind of response. I should look happy here, or sad here, or angry at this. And that's also why I don't watch media that much. Like, when it comes to, like, news or TV. It feels very fake to me, with a lot of stuff that's supposed to be real. I can't take reality TV for that reason. I can't deal with the news. Like, I watch the news every now and then, because I get, like, I'm watching a show and it'll pop on. And when a newscaster makes a cringy joke and they go, ha 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 ha, it feels so fake. And it's just like, you're really not happy about that joke, are you? That's kind of what it is. And that's why I'm really, like, antisocial, I guess you can say. I don't have, like, a disorder or something that's like that. This makes me antisocial. I'm just not a big people person, I don't think. Like, obviously, I like YouTube because I can talk to people through a screen. But when people are in real life, it can be a little bit more unnerving for me. It's more social anxiety on my part. That said, I like people. I'm not like overly fond of people, as I was saying. Sorry, the video cut out. But I will say that people scare me. Like, the world is a scary place. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Like, the world actually frightens me with how people are. But I do find people that I like. YouTubers, people who watch videos like this, you know, stuff like that. I like people. But some people I'm just not thrilled about them being near me. Because I feel what they're after. And that in itself freaks me out. Like, if someone comes up to me and wants to sell me something, I know that's immediately what they want to do. And, cause, like, I pay attention to how things are worded, how people announcing things, like, try this new ShamWow. It feels very fake to me and very forced. And so it's like, I'm selling you something. Don't you want to buy this bullshit product that doesn't really work? That's how it sounds to me. And that's how news sounds. Like, we're filling your head full of fake news stories. We want you to feel fear. We want you to feel terror of the world around you. We want you to be scared. See, that's how it seems to me. And yes, my male voice did come out there for a second. I do impersonations. What can I say? I'm multifaceted. Narcissism. Just kidding. I'm not overly narcissistic. I do like myself a little bit. Just a little. But, yeah, that's... I really don't know where to go with this now. Like, the world scares me, especially sociopaths. I don't deal well with them. And I've dealt with them before. It never gets any easier. You may run into one. The chances are very high. And my chair is spinning. Why is my chair spinning? Basically, I want you guys to know, stay safe. Be careful. Generally, just watch yourselves, you know, when it comes to the world. Because you never know when someone's going to be a sociopath. You don't know until they start really, like, showing themselves in their true colors to you. So just take a little extra caution. Be good. And once again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you seem to enjoy this content of me just kind of rambling towards the camera and talking about my life and everything, just go ahead and subscribe. It would really make me smile. Ignore the broken tooth. I still have to get that fixed. There's broken root canal. Whole video about that in my actual channel. But I do appreciate anyone who subscribes or comments or likes my videos. You guys are the greatest. And I'll see you guys in the next video, which may be after this one. I don't know. Let's see what else I can come up with for topics. So until then, stay beautiful. Love you guys. Later.